buddy. All right. This button has weird, awkward spots. Maybe that button? That's like too tall of a button. Like a Seinfeld episode. Can't figure out where this button should... The button should be like here. It's not, so you can deal with it. All right, hey everybody, welcome. It's Wednesday. It's Houston. We have a problem. So, as we all know, the Finra letter explicitly said, hey, before we did this halt, we did not talk to anyone. No market participants, broker dealers, not a single soul. We just put this halt out there. Done. Well, Finra had a thing in 2018. It was a retail investors summit, like to protect retail investors from scams and frauds and things like that. And they hosted, it was mostly about OTC markets, and they hosted like Carmel Colson, who's head of the OTC, who also said some things that were like, yeah, this is what happened at Finra, and this is why it got halted, and it's not at all what they said is happening. And it's a long. If you go online, you can find links to the transcript. You can find like the several hours long video. And Liz from Wisconsin, Liz Hoff, cut this little ditty out that I think you folks might like.
So, where we see in this role is you know, we think we can provide a very good side of feeding information in as part of it, who's going to the SEC, to going to Finra. When Finra has done a halt, ourselves and the market makers have been very much in the conversation. So where we see in this role is...
Basically, Cromwell here is saying, hey, before a U3 halt is made, Finra discusses with the market makers whether they should halt or not. They asked them, like, hey, should we halt this thing? Should we talk to them about it? Should we, like, let's discuss this and before we issue this halt. Finra explicitly told Congress they do not do that. It appears at this Finra event, the president of the OTC is saying, yes, Finra goes out of its way, standard operating procedure, to go discuss with market makers before a halt is ever made. Not just like, oh, we're going to randomly do this. So did Finra violate its own standard operating procedure, or are they just straight up lie to Congress? That's the big question, right? I forgot to bring up the other thing I was going to show, which is the letter from Norman, which where'd I put it? Oh, internet, where'd I put you? Come on, bring up. Come on, load the chat, because I know it's in there somewhere. Come on, buddy, you can do it. Bring up some chats. Come on, little guy. For crying out loud, dude. There we go. All right. So I think I got it from... What the heck? Where did... What the hell? What the... Why is... Iggy, your chat's disappeared. That's where I had my copy of the letter. That's weird. What the hell? Okay, let's find it from somewhere else. SEC letter to Ralph Northam. Nope, that's 2018. 2024. We'll just do this whole part of the first part of the show as Houston wastes his time here. Okay. MMTLP, if I just make the search a little bit more. Is this it? Day late, dollar short. No, this is the Finra letter. That's not what I want. I want the SEC letter. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Where the hell? Now my chats won't come up. I can't do an internet search for things. Okay. We will go to... How about this? Stupid internet. Cat, shut up. You're not allowed to yell at me while I'm having internet frustrations. You can't. You just have to sit there and take it, dude. Okay. Current issues. Our economy. That's probably where it's under. See. Okay. No, that's. Uploads. Where are your uploads, Ralph? Where are your uploads, Ralph? I want to read this stupid letter, and now if for some reason Iggy's chats won't show up on Reddit, and that's where I had it. You know what I can do? Here's what I can do. I have it on my phone. I can take it on my phone, and I can email it to myself. And that's how we could spend the first chunk of our show, is watching Houston email himself some stupid thingies. Oh! Okay. To me. And subject, blah, 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 blah. Compose email, blah, 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 blah. Attach files. Attach files. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Okay. Is that it? That's it. We're going to attach this other one too. Attach file. That one there. And send it. And then through the miracle of the internet, when I open my email on here, it'll be there. Because, you know, things run swimmingly over here. Here's no problem. We never have problems whatsoever. Here we go. Bam. Bam. There we go. All right. There it is. Okay. Now, if you can read on your screen, can I read on my screen? I might as well download it, right? Because then it can be big and pretty. Yeah, we'll just, yeah. Okay. Come on. Yeah, open. Open, big boy. Make it, no, for crying out loud. Okay. So, all right. I didn't do anything. I just made it the exact same size. Okay, cool. All right. Honorable Ralph Northam. Thank you, Representative Norman. Sorry. I can't read. Thank you for your December 22nd, 2023 letter addressed to Robert Cook and me regarding Metamaterials Series A Preferred Shares, MMTLP. I appreciate your interest in this issue. Respectfully, requests for information sought by Finra and for analysis performed by Finra are best answered by Finra. That said, the SEC's Division of Examinations, through its Finra and Securities Industry Oversight (FSIO) program, conducts examinations of Finra to assess its compliance with applicable laws and regulations, as well as promote fairness, efficiency, and effectiveness in its operations. While I cannot comment on any particular examination, our FSIO program has the role to assess whether Finra followed its own rules and policies to the adequacy of those rules, and whether they are implemented fairly and without influence from conflicts of interest. Regarding the share count information you request, I note that NextBridge included information about the number of MMTLP shares outstanding in its public disclosures in connection with NextBridge MMTLP corporate action. We don't care about the number of total shares outstanding. What we care about, Mr. Gensler, is how many people think they have legitimate shares and don't. Why don't we try that? Okay. The consolidated audit trail, CAT data, and blue sheets you reference in your letter contain non-public regulatory information regarding transactions. This information permits the Commission and the securities self-regulatory organizations to conduct timely and thorough surveillance and enforcement inquiries. The information in the CAT and blue sheets is kept confidential and generally is protected by exemptions to the Freedom of Information Act. Cool. But this isn't a member of the public trying to get information. It's a member of Congress. As for your questions regarding whether there is evidence of any violations of particular securities laws or SEC rules, as a matter of policy, the Commission conducts enforcement investigations on a confidential basis and generally does not acknowledge the existence or non-existence of any investigation unless until charges are filed. They're giving them the Glomar response. We can neither confirm nor deny. All right. We do so to protect the integrity of our investigation, safeguard the privacy of witnesses, and avoid damaging the reputation of persons who may not be charged. Accordingly, I cannot comment specifically on certain matters raised in your letter. I assure you that the Commission staff carefully will consider the brink. The information included in your correspondence in connection with our statutory and regulatory responsibilities. Please do not hesitate to contact me at blah, 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 or have a member of your staff contact Kevin Burris, Director of the Office of Legislative and Intergovernmental Affairs at blah, 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 if you have any additional questions or concerns. Okay, big problems with this letter are, one, under the 1933 Securities Exchange Act, the SEC is required to provide any information requested by Congress because Congress is who chartered it. So if Congress says, hey, give me the blue sheets, SEC goes, yes, sir, right away, sir. And they give them the blue sheets. It doesn't matter if it's confidential. It doesn't matter if there's an exemption for Freedom of Information Act request. They must provide absolutely everything to Congress when asked by Congress. So my theory is that Gensler produced this limp dick response to Congress specifically because he wants a congressional investigation. Like, SEC does not want to be responsible for triggering, several $1 trillion in liability obligations flowing through the markets to us and crashing basically the entire market. He would rather have Congress do it and not have himself get blamed for it. Like, look what Gary Gensler did. He upset the boat. Oh, and then everything's all ruined. If he has Congress do it by just basically being like, sorry, guys, can't give you what you need, then all of a sudden he's off the hook for crashing the economy. It will be Congress that does it. And he's like, have at it, boys. And my feeling is that, oh, God damn it, is what is... It's what is... Gosh, dang it. Smooth operating over here today. Just like a greased pig. So that's what I think Gary Gensler is doing. He's playing a little politics here. That's why he's not presented rules that sink a lot of teeth into short hedge funds or market makers, is because he doesn't want to be like, all right, guys, got to close all your naked short positions, because you made a rule that said that, then they all blink out of existence and blue chip stock values drop and the world goes to shit. So, that is my working theory, is that Gary's going to make Congress do what he should be doing, because if he does what he should be doing, then the entire economy collapses and then the SEC gets blamed for it. And then rather than fix the problems, Congress will probably be like, well, let's get rid of the SEC. So, yeah. What do you guys what do you feel in this? Yeah? Lay it on me. Okay. Stupid intro's off. All right. Monkey Boy, anything to add? No? Okay, we're cool. Fat cat? Want to come up here? Come on. Get up here. You're just staring at me weird. Okay, just go down there. Do not jump on the battery box. Come up here instead. Come on. Right here. Right here, dummy. If I let you out, you're going to turn around and claw at the door again. You do your thing? Yeah? You do your thing? You get that out of here? All right. Piss off. Temperamental cats, man. All right. Bill Coin and water is wet. Kelly Reed. UBS reported second quarterly loss hit by expenses related to takeover of Credit Suisse, but upped its dividend and said it would resume share buyback this year. Yeah, I'm sure they will. So they're losing money. There's like $100 trillion in derivatives obligations that they took on from Credit Suisse because they didn't do it the American way, which is we'll take the good stuff and all the bad stuff, the government can deal with that. And they're going to do a share buyback. Brilliant. I mean, nothing better than spending money you don't have on dividends and share buybacks just as the entire global banking sector is going to collapse. Someone posted to the Reddit today about, not that one, this one. No, this one. Sorry. There we go. Got to go to, let go. All right. And refresh. Boom. Here we go. German bank braces for wave of bad loans and greatest real estate crisis since the financial crisis. All right. And then Iggy's chat just showed up again. So this stuff is going to be happening all over the world. When China and the EU and Japan have major banking problems, the U.S. government is like, yes! Because again, just like Gary Gensler, they do not want to have the problem start here like it did in 2008. When the mortgage-backed securities collapsed here, it created this contagion that went around the world and crashed everybody. And everyone was like, stupid America, do things better. But if German banks have a whole bunch of bad commercial real estate loans, and Chinese banks have a whole bunch of bad everything, and Japanese banks are dealing with massive stagflation, then if those guys crash first and the contagion spreads to us and the bad shit we have, we can still be like, well, it's Germany, Japan, and China's fault. It's them. We were doing it right, and they started this whole thing, and that's why all the world's hurting. So, yeah. So basically, commercial real estate across Europe, worthless. Commercial real estate across the U.S., worthless. Real estate in China in general, worthless. And that's where we are. So, Credit Suisse definitely is going to get impacted by all of this. They're a giant multinational bank and investment bank. So yeah, they're going to have commercial holdings. They've got all the derivatives liabilities that everyone else has. Plus they took on all the dog shit from Credit Suisse, and that's it. Poof, done. They're done. Biddy ran. Finra relied, water's wet, tell something new. J-Dog still twiddling. Coffee Donuts and Homer. What? Finra wouldn't lie to Congress. No, never. People they contribute millions of campaign dollars to. One more week closer, GME Q4 earnings report. Still 6 weeks away or so. But we are 1 week away from hopefully a hearing in bankruptcy court on Stalking Horse, or it gets pushed off again another month and we twiddle those thumbs some more. My guess is if we don't hear from the pump and dump court about dismissal or whatever, then we won't see that hearing happen on the 14th. That's my guess at the moment. Casey Chapman took my kid to a museum today, and a geologist was in the mineral section. He told us ruby, sapphire, and sandpaper are all derived from the same mineral. It was some interesting shit. Yeah, corundum, man. So rubies and sapphire are the exact same stone. It's just rubies are red ones and sapphires are all the other colors, which is kind of weird to think about. Like, ruby's red, sapphire is blue, purple, green, yellow, orange, pink, etc. There's a lot of color sapphires. And if you ever take a trip to Montana, go to like Gem Mountain, somewhere there along the Missouri River, you can go dig the gravels and you can get a rainbow of sapphires out of it. The super really beautiful blue ones are in a place called Yogo Gulch in Montana, and they are a special kind of blue. It's the sapphire that was in Princess Diana's ring was a Yogo Gulch sapphire from Montana. It's famous. It's in the crown jewels now. But yeah, there you go. Crayon Green got the shiny shirt. Fantastic. Bill Coyne, Congress is not going to crash the world economy. Nothing at all will happen. No, things will happen. We're at the point where they're like, oh my God, these people won't stop bothering me. And if they don't stop, I can hear from like one guy at Goldman Sachs who annoys me, or I can hear from 10,000 constituents who won't shut the fuck up. They're going to do something. They are definitely going to be launching a congressional open hearing investigation into MMTLP, FINRA, and the SEC. That is straight up happening. Because Norman's like, they just lied to me. Both of them. These responses were not at all what we wanted. So now we're going to have a committee investigation. We'll have congressional subpoena power, and we will get all this information out of them. So that's That's what they're doing. They can't avoid it at this point. It is this. They've gone too far down the road, and they've got too many people absolutely just angry at them. Josh Pet Pals is now a monkey butt admirer. Monkey butt, you're being admired as you lick your elbow. Yes, you are admired dog. You are. Look how admired you are. Yes, you're so admired. You're so admirable. Yes, you are. You're so admirable. You're such an admirable little dog. Yeah. All right. And then Crail for Breakfast also gifted some membership. So Bex got one. Fantastic D got one. Jennifer got one. Biggs and Question House. Oh, I love it because 4 of these are people I've never seen before. So they're like hiding. They're lurking. There they are. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Crayola for Breakfast. Okay. Chris Taylor. Finra is a member-owned, self-regulated, and as stated in Rule 69.420.314, Finra has the option to declare water as being dry to avoid insolvency crisis. I think you're right. But the problem is that in order to do that, they need public information that's accurate and up to date. And turns out these information was 10 years old when they declared water dry. J-Dog, Lake Mead happier this week. Silver lining for California, Nevada, Arizona. Silver lining, I don't know if you guys have read the stats of what Southern California has had rain-wise. I'm sure some of you are in Southern California. You still have like electricity and internet. In a 24-hour period from Monday to Tuesday, over 12 inches of rain in Los Angeles alone. This is a 1 in 2,000 year rain event. 1 in 2,000 years they get this much rain. The previous record was like 6 inches in 1934 or something, and that killed 84 people. So they are double that. The LA River is pumping. The LA River is the steepest river in America. It drops 2,000 vertical feet in a very short amount of time. It is at its breaking point, basically. The video footage coming out of there is spectacular. Now the fat cat wants back in. You bastard. Yeah, you figure it out. Go back in, dummy. Meow. Or you scream at the other door. There you go. Come on. Oh my gosh, you're so cat-like. So yeah, it's really gnarly. Those of you who are in Los Angeles and you're experiencing this flooding and raining, I'm sure your roofs are being pushed to the max. A lot of them probably have not been looked at in a long time because it's usually dry and sunny. You don't care about a roof leak. But look for rot in the foundation if you did have flooding. Mold, because it's going to get warm all of a sudden and all sorts of creatures are going to want to start growing in there. So yeah, check that stuff out because I know a lot of people in California are not used to dealing with huge amounts of water. And that's the stuff that will really get you. Will be the rot sets in and then mold will grow and then your home is unlivable once that happens. So coming up, little cattail karaoke. Cattail karaoke. Ding, 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 ding. Whoa. So yeah, check that out. And they're going to get more. They got 3/4 of a year worth of rain in 24 hours. And so, I don't go surfing. Do not, if you're at the beach, do not go. The waves might be big because of this stuff, but the rivers and streams are pumping out so much garbage. It's just going to be like hepatitis and cholera and like used needles flowing out into the ocean. So avoid the water until, you get a little more cycling of fresh water through there, or not fresh water, but new water, not from the banks of California. So I would not go surfing unless I don't know, you wanted some Victorian era disease to cause you to have limbs rot off. So avoid that, right, kitty? Right, little buddy? Okay. Kelly Reed, German banks brace for wave of bad loans. Oh, there it is. That's what we just showed. Canada, you're next. Yes. Mudkip, Houston. I have IEP and was reading about the fact that it is a master limited partnership. There could be tax implications if you get large dividend payments, as anyone had experience. That's why I think most people, when it comes to IEP, they take their dividend payment as stock, so they don't have to pay taxes on it. And that's what they do. They don't, because if you take the cash on it, I think you pay the 37% taxes or whatever on whatever cash dividend you get. But if you just take it as stock, and let it compound and compound and compound, then you're good to go. You can sell as long-term capital gains at a later date, and you're okay. Yeah, you're just such a fat boy. You are. You're just a tank. You're like you don't feel fat. You're just like a brick. You're just a big chunky brick. Okay. Don't you dare go up there. Don't go up there. You're gonna go up there and you're gonna knock the camera around and then get in my way and I can't read the chat. Andrew Stewart Houston just bought puts on VLY. Wish me luck. What's happening with VLY? What is happening with Kitty? Let's find out. VLY shares. Valley National Bank Corp. Okay, so they're one of the little guys. They don't have a very high. Okay, what were you? They were as high as $15 in 2022. They had a big drop last year when everything died. So they dropped down to $7, $6.59. May of last year, they're back up to $11, and now they are down to $7.98. So you might be doing well there, Andrew Stewart. Regional banks are quaking in their boots right now. So they went down, but some other like Bank OZK, Zions Bank Corporation, New York Community Bank, they all went up today. That's weird. Very weird. Cat butthole right there. Look at that thing. Feast your eyes on that. No shame. No shame whatsoever. It's like a little stripper. Okay. SJ's here. Fantastic. Donkey Donks is got a goat fart. And Stuart Houston. Want to talk about Dragon Scale Calcite from Missouri? Looks very cool. Dragon Scale Calcite from Missouri. I don't know if I've ever seen Dragon Scale Calcite from Missouri. Dragon Scale Calcite, Missouri. Images. Bing. Well, that's cool. Look at that. That's really cool. Was this found? Where's this found? In the Ozarks? Dragon Scale. That is some cool shit, man. Okay. Tell me about Dragon Scale Calcite. Found only in the swamps of southern Missouri. Looks like it came straight out of Middle Earth. Sweetwater mine. Fine mineral in the truest sense of the term. 1.5 pound. Dragon Scale Calcite. Dragon rock. Mineral specimen. Okay, let's read the Reddit thing. Because I've never heard of this stuff. This is cool. 2021? Look at that. That's a pretty rock, man. That's a pretty stone right there. More precisely, these are from the Viburnum Trend and Sweetwater Mine in Reynolds, Missouri. Not really from a swamp, but working mine that extracts various minerals for their lead, zinc, nickel, and other metals. These calcites are filled with chalcopyrite, which gives them the dark color and slight gold hue, only seen up close. The crystal formation itself is comprised of multi-generational calcite growth, with each scale being one single calcite crystal that grew and overlapped the previous. I own one of these, and though I am not a believer in the metaphysical aspects of minerals, these things just feel otherworldly to hold. They're heavy, large, and incredibly beautiful. Cool. That's a cool looking stone, man. That looks like something, looks like a... If you had a stone monster, you want that to be its tooth, right? And then spear the hero like through the heart, and like his love interest has to save him with the power of love or whatever. I dig it, Andrew Stewart. I dig it a lot. And sure, Houston, sounds like the OCC is trying to change up margin requirements to avoid domino market participant liquidation and high volatility event, more can kicking. Yes, basically they want to ignore margin when the price of stocks they shorted go up. So if someone is being forced to like close a position and the price goes up, other people are short on that stock, their margin will be like temporarily ignored, like la 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 la, nothing's happening, rather than like closing the naked short position they have to the tune of gajillions of dollars. It is definite can kicking. I think it should not be approved. I think people should pay the price for when they fuck up. That's the entire point of the market. Like, you must have consequences for your actions. good or bad. And if your actions are bad and you somehow permanently get to ignore the consequences of those actions, then we are indefinitely a false market. If people cannot be punished for their bad plays, then what's the point of playing at all? Right? You need winners and losers. And they're basically saying the losers shall be winners all the time because we're just going to ignore everything. And I make the rules up as I go along because I'm the kid playing Candyland and I'm in charge. Right, monkey? Right? You give me the nuggy stare, ding dong. Tails wagging, staring at me. I know it's too early for a nuggy, but I'm doing it anyway. Come on. It's a broken nuggy. You only part nuggy. There it is. All right. Okay. Jive. Houston, you should invite Jake and Sal back on. I was just talking to Sal about that last week. We're going to do that. Rosa's going to be on Wednesday. Next Wednesday, Rosa's going to be on. Should be an interesting day because we may have some things to talk about BBB wise, but she's going to come by. She's super crazy busy. She's got court trials. She's got her work trying to end the war in Gaza, basically. She's got her lawsuit. She's got all of the bar exams she's been taking. She's just been a busy lady. But she's going to come by Wednesday. Not sure the exact time yet. Probably when she's done with work. So evening-ish. Late after, maybe about this time. Next Wednesday. I'm pretty excited to chit-chat and see her. So we got her coming by. Yeah, so hopefully we'll have some guests this month. I reached out to Ron Erickson, CEO of No Labs. Like, hey Ron, let's do a show. It's been a year. We can come give us some updates. So maybe we'll have Ron on too. So we get Jake, Sal, Ron, Rosa, and probably at some point Chad talking about Be Big again and what's been going on there. And yeah. Right, monkey? Yeah, and then we have a Sears one too. So, guests. I love having guests on. It's fantastic. BOH, what's the deal with the pigeon lady putting out videos on MMTLP lately? They keep popping up in my recommended videos. Because things are happening with MMTLP, so that's probably why. Would be my guess anyway, since news is hidden. So, she's putting out videos. First name, last name, Houston. My fam caught our first COVID last month. Wild ride. All better now, but I have lingering cough and snot. If MMTLP is investigated, why won't they investigate the botched GME dividend? I'm livid. Yeah. Investigate everything, man. Yeah, the throat, I've discovered whenever I start to exert myself, like my heart rate goes up and I'm like doing something or whatever, I get into a coughing fit and I cannot stop. It just goes and goes and goes. And so like, I want to go back to the gym. I want to be bringing Buff Houston back. But the minute I exert myself, I start hacking up a lung. And you don't want to be that guy at the gym, just coughing and wheezing and coughing and like looking like he's dying. Cause then everyone's gonna be like, well, that guy's diseased. No, I'm not currently diseased. I am scarred by the disease I had. So that's happening. But yeah, I am curious as to, how should we put this, monkey? If GME's got something up their sleeves about the whole botched splividend thing, because this goes back to each quarter when they do their results, they give out the total number of DRS shares, and the total number of DRS shares like haven't changed, even though people are DRSing more each month, because they're no longer taking the report from ComputerShare, but they're getting the report from the DTC. So I think they're setting the DTC up for something and be like, yeah, keep telling us how many shares are actually there. Keep telling us, we'll report it, and then we can bust you for lying through your teeth. That's my feeling. Anyway, something weird's going on in that respect. Taco Sam, Houston. I am new to the stock market and looking to invest in other stocks, but I don't know where to start. Any suggestions? Thanks. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor. What I did when I was new was I practiced with cheap stuff. If I was making plays, I'm like, hey, this thing might go up. I definitely was practicing with cheap stuff. I was doing paper trading. How I operate is I have a set amount every month that I put into long-term, steady annuity and dividend things. Vanguard funds, mutual funds, dividend stocks, blue chips. And I put a chunk of money every month, plunk into that, and I forget about it. I don't even look at it. I honestly couldn't even tell you how much is in there right now. I just ignore it. And I just figure that by the time I'm 60, there'll be enough I can live off of. That's my goal. And that's where that goes. That just lives in there and does its thing. And then I've got my fun money, which is Houston actively participates in the market and makes guesses and sometimes wins and sometimes loses horribly. And to me, I treat it more as entertainment expense. I've got all my meme stocks that I care about. Some that I wish I could have, but I don't have extra change at the end of the month to play with. I'll play with options. I do stuff like that. But find companies you believe in. That's probably the first start. Like, find companies you like. And if you believe in them, there you go. Years ago, there was... let's see if we can find an article on this. Is it? Yeah, 2008. Okay. This happened, this is 16 years ago, but it's a brilliant thing. So these elementary school students, these third grade students entered a contest to... I want to close everything. A stock market contest. They're given paper trading. They're given X amount of money and they make some trades and whatever. And they were the only finance or business school to enter this contest, and they crushed it. They're given 100,000 virtual dollars to invest over 13 weeks. So Purvis team found success by strategically investing their money into companies like Netflix just before the release of the latest season of the popular show Stranger Things. After winning the game, students talked about how the experience will help them in the future. This article is not particularly long. If you find one that goes into detail, basically what they did was they invested only into companies that they liked. So, like, all the kids loved Under Armour. Like, I like wearing Under Armour. Under Armour makes the coolest shoes, the coolest shirts, the best hats. And so they invested in Under Armour. And because all the third graders across the country are all wearing the same thing because they're little fad followers, Under Armour, of course, went up. And then they like, well, I like this toy a lot. Who makes this toy? Oh, it's Hasbro. Let's invest in Hasbro. And then Hasbro stock went up because every third grader in the country was begging their parents for that toy. And it became a bestseller. And this doesn't have the numbers in it, but I remember the numbers being something like 25% returns in their 13 weeks. And the best business schools got like 6 or 7% because they were like, oh, God, think about home builders this time of year or whatever. All these kids did was invest in companies they liked. So there you go. Is this... Come on, go back. That's a new one where the elementary school kids won. That's... Yeah, whatever. But that's how the kids dominate. is that they just only invest in companies they heard of and they like because they're using their products and done. I remember when I think it was Call of Duty Black Ops came out, the original Black Ops, like 2011, 2010, somewhere in there. There came out all this stuff from Mad Cat Interactive that were licensed, like headsets and this little like UAV drone car thing they could remote control and stuff, and all these, and they had the licensing for all these things. I was like, I'm gonna buy some of their stock. It was like $1.35, and I bought some of their stock, and it shot up to like, I don't know, $4 or $5 because everyone likes, back then everyone liked Call of Duty. Everyone wanted to get the little gimmicks and things like that. And actually, it's like, since I own stock in this company, I'm going to buy a headset because I need a headset. So I bought a Mad Catz, like the top of the line Mad Catz Interactive headset. And, I had it for about 2 weeks and the thing just crumbled and fell apart. And I was like, this is a dog shit company, sold everything. And then they had all these problems of coming out of like quality of their products, and the stock crashed right back down to like $1.30. So, you know, things like that. If you feel like, oh, this is garbage, no one's going to like it, that's when you check out, because someone else is going to come into the market and produce a better product for the same price or cheaper and not have the same quality problems. First name, last name, calls on double intro. God damn it. Monkey Nuggies. Yes, Monkey Nuggies, of course. And I just reset the chat and I cannot see where we were. Where were we? Calls on double intro, Monkey Nuggies, and Chalupa Butthole. Oh, you got all three. Good job. First name, last name. Trifecta. The trifecta was achieved. Bill Coyne. Pigeon Lady is just doing what 1,000 other YouTubers are doing. Hyping the news, reading it word for word. Anything to do with sex or money brings the crowds. Monkey, quit. Get up here. Come on. Get up here. There you go. You're not getting any more nuggies. You already got your nuggie. You're good. You're done. Hang out. Bore a hole in the back of my head with your eyeballs. So, I guess, you know, Rants apparently did a rant on me. I don't know. I don't watch the channel. And somebody's been coming into the Reddit, and they're like, Houston, why don't you answer some of the things Marantz brought up? And I was like, why don't you go fuck yourself? He's like, Marantz is claiming that you do videos just to get views. I'm like, really? I'm on YouTube to get views? Oh my God. Stop the presses. Someone's on YouTube trying to get views for their content. But Marantz does not try to get views. And Marantz does not send me 500 messages begging to come on my show. And then when I don't reply to him, freak the fuck out and start reposting stuff for my stalker. Marantz doesn't do that at all. Never. Not possible. That could never happen. But yeah, buddy, everyone has a YouTube channel trying to get views. That's the entire point of a YouTube channel. Welcome to the future, my man. No one's on YouTube being like, don't you dare watch my show. Don't you subscribe. Don't you like it. Don't you tell anyone about this or share it. Because if you do, by God, I will hunt you down and I will have a very stern conversation with your parents. No, everyone tries to get viewers. The difference is that I suck at it. Right? Like I've been plateaued at like 20,000 subscribers for 3 years. There you go. I whittled down the viewership, the people that I seem to like and enjoy me, and everyone else can just, I don't need them. Because, you know, what's life if you got to like appease a bunch of jerks? Because, I mean, I get the people, they're like, how dare you talk about that? I'm never going to watch you again if you ever talk about these things. I'm like, cool. Don't watch me then. I've got 21,000 other people who are like, yeah, works for us. So I'm not going to cater for one angry little person. I learned working in bars that like, you got to kick people out sometimes. You just got to be like, don't come in here again. And they're like, oh, I'm offended. I'm never coming back here again. Like, that's kind of the point. Like, I'm telling you to leave. I don't want you to come back here again because you make my life miserable. You make the life of the people sitting near you miserable. Like, there's 10 people in line waiting for your table. Just get the fuck out of here. And I can see one of those people who's going to be nice and kind and wholesome and tip and not bitch about everything or creep out the ladies. Like, just leave. And sometimes you just got to show them the door because everyone's quality of life improves. Yeah, I might have one less customer, but all my other existing customers, the ones who I respect and like, they're going to hang around and they're going to have a more pleasant experience. So sometimes you just got to kick them out. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with, sure, I'd love to have 100,000 subscribers or 1 million subscribers and like fly around in a private jet and I don't know, be knee deep in supermodels based on my YouTube show. But if to do that, I have to like take the part of me that I respect and like and go off into the ether, then I'm not going to do that. I would rather be poor and having a fun show with those of you who show up here than be a rich asshole who hates himself. So There you go. I'll try to get rich the other ways. First name, last name, Houston. Scan your promo book and put it in the store and share it with us for free. I have a great show. I don't know why YouTube deleted this comment previously. I don't know. What do we got here? What's this? Grand Green gifted five more memberships. What? Hot Pocket Rebel. Alexander Hackwin. False flags. I haven't seen false flags in here in a while. Alt F for Press Them. And Kevin Rayonen. We got 1, 2, 3 people that I think are lurkers. Fantastic. Fantastic. I love Cran Green. I love it when you gift the memberships because the lurkers all show up. They don't know it, but they're poof. Suddenly we know who they are. It'd be funny if he did it and then Rants shows up. All right. Taco Sam. I did that one already. Frozen State Productions. How old are the Mayan pyramids? According to Mayan history, they said they inherited the structures. I do not know enough about Mayan history to know that at all. My ancient world history course was in the fall, and it's supposed to be like 12 weeks. And the week we were supposed to do the Americas was Thanksgiving, so never got to the Americas. So we missed that part. And the last time I did a class where we talked about Mayan structures was probably middle school. So I do not have a strong enough recollection of anything technical about Mayan structures at that point. How old? All right. Radio dating Mayan pyramids. Ichikawa calculated the age of the structures using carbon samples taken from different building materials in the pyramid, dating them between 545 and 570 AD. So about the time the Byzantine Empire was collapsing. So they probably didn't inherit them. They probably built them, and then generations later were like, oh, these were put here by the gods. Yeah. So about 1,500 years ago. Makes them a decent age. And my phone has been blowing up. Why are you blowing up? What is going on? What is happening? It's Iggy. All right. Okay. I'll look at that later, Iggy. Your friend is here, Maria Garcia. Cromwell testified that a market maker and Finra are in full contact prior to U3 halt, hence why the price of MTLP dropped December 8th. Market makers knew they would not be forced to close position. Bing. I bet 100% that was the case. Mm-hmm. 101, Nas 101. Houston, if you grovel to Pulte enough, do you think he would pay me $500 for my DD space calls? I don't know. I mean, I shook the guy's hand once, and I don't think I said anything to him beyond like, hey, man, pleased to meet you. So that's the entire conversation we had in Florida. I sat next to him-ish for like 20 minutes, but I was so focused on trying to piss myself because I'd pee so bad. Oh my God. That memory will stick with me forever. It's just, I never had to piss so bad my entire life. Like, all I want to do is pee-pee dance. Speaking of pee-pee dance, like, what do you guys think the evolutionary driver is for the pee-pee dance? Like, do other mammals get the pee-pee dance? Do creatures in general get the pee-pee dance? Like, does bonobo monkey do it? Does bonobo monkey just like piss wherever because it's a monkey? Philosophical questions to ask an evolutionary biologist. Covenant's Homer timely asked, any guests coming on the show to break up the winter months? We got Rosa next week. Sal and Jake hopefully coming on soon. Chad, Peffrey, and Ron Erickson. Probably all coming on in the next few weeks. Right? Dude, not happening. Get back up there. Come on. Get back up there. Do not stare at me and expect nuggies. Andrew Stewart, Houston Blazing Saddles turned 50 today. Gardner's favorite movie of all time. Apparently, he saw it like a dozen times when it came out in 1974. He'd been like 10 years old or so, 9 years old. Saw it over and over and over. Coffee Jones Homer, whatever happened to the gold refining videos in your garage? I never made them. That's what happened to them. Next thing, I need to build a hood vent because my system for venting out the gases is not good. So I need to build a hood vent before I do any more. But the desk, I want to put the hood vent on. I need to make a new tabletop for it. The butcher block I had fell apart over the years. So I put a door on top, but it's a hollow core door and it's sagging and it won't hold much. So I need to go find myself a solid core door and replace the top on that desk. And then I can build the hood vent to outgas everything. So then I can start doing stuff. Zoom, I got doing the pretty nice shirt. Oh yeah, I got cranes and tigers, baby. Backside birthday, Houston. Any predictions for No Labs webinar next week besides the stock going down, of course? I'm curious because their quarter numbers are different. So their quarter one ended in December, and they're going to be doing their video thing on it. I would like to know if they're just going to do financial results, or if they're also going to be like, hey, and these phase 3 human trial results happened and things are bomb. Or hey, we're expecting to be filing for FDA approval on this date or whatever. I'd be curious to see what that is. I mean, we know that their earnings are going to be like, we lost a bunch of money because we've been spending it on research and we have no product to sell yet. So there's going to be that. They may say we have to, sell some more shares X number of months from now to keep financing the operation. But if they've got a timeline expected for FDA application, then that's all the news you need, man. Because they were showing with their phase 2 trials that they were getting within like 2-3% of Dexcom, which is the invasive one. People will like get implanted on them, and that is fantastic. Like people will gladly take a 1-2% difference if they don't have to have a hole in them at all times. So I think that's pretty good. B2B brand, yeah, we get together and announce the halt, but you weren't invited. Pretty much. Happy birthday, Houston, from D. Huge reminder, Ham Short Killer doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't know enough about Ham Short Killer at all. I do need to go deeper. Suggested I bring him on the show sometime. But Jennifer, does your brother still work at Meta? Maybe he can tell us more on MMTLP. He cannot. He retired October 1st. So he finished the projects he needed to do. He was asked to do, and he was like, I don't want to live in Canada anymore, and came home. So he's all retired now. He could be super retired if the stock price hadn't gone to dog shit. Apparently the only person to come out of that rich was, I think, the CFO, who was fired just before the merger, and he was able to sell his stock at like $20 a share, and he's a cajillionaire now and doesn't have to do anything. And everyone else who hung around to try to make the company awesome, their stock is now essentially worthless. So there you go. Sky H use MMTLP resources. Oh, duh. MMTLP resources. I forgot about that website. Yes, that's the one to use. Josh Pepel, Tennessee, watching with my parents. Fantastic. Boomer Wade. All right. Calls in second intro. There's the calls right there if I had just been paying attention. Hi. Can you explain, is it faster, anodizing? How does it work? Can I do it at home? Does it have anything to do with why it rains? It has nothing to do with why it rains. Anodizing has to do with ionizing the metal. So if I remember correctly, you ionize it, and then you essentially, if I think back, because we talked about this, it's like 25 years ago in chemistry class. You ionize it, and then you pump a gas over it so that rather than oxidizing, it takes on a different element. I can't remember which. How does anodized metal work? Anodized metal by immersing the metal part into an acid electrolyte bath, electrifying both the part and the solution. This electrical chemical process that turns part of the metal surface into a durable, attractive, anodic oxide finish. So it is an oxide that gets in there, but it's one that won't take on more. That's what it was. Okay, so put an acid bath. You run a current through it. This is what I do when I take plating off of gold-plated things. I put it in sulfuric acid, have a positive charge on one end, and negative charge on the other, and then as the charge flows through, it takes the gold off of the host metal, and then suspends it as like sub-micron particles in the acid. In this case, you oxidize it in the acid, so you use anodic oxide finish. So you are basically plating it with oxides, and then it makes a durable finish that won't rust. So I have a really cool Oakley watch. Where is the Oakley watch? Is it in this room? One sec. So when Gardner worked at Oakley, X number of years ago, and he was engineer there, he helped engineer and design the Oakley Time Bomb. So this is the watch I got. He gave me for my high school graduation, and it's anodized steel. It's a really cool watch. I might have to. I don't know if it's actually fits my wrist anymore. But what's neat about it also is that on the back, it's got a little generator, so you can see it turn around there. So you need a battery. As long as your wrist is moving, like 1 day's worth of wearing, it'll last for like 2 weeks. Do I still fit in this thing? I may have to put another link in here. Whoop! Aha! I might need to put one more link in there. But yeah, it's a cool watch. I never wear watches, but you know, if I have a fancy, gotta go to the Oscars or something, this type of watch I'd wear. The Time Bomb. It's a cool watch, but it's anodized metal, and it's like in the right light, it can kind of be iridescent. I don't know if you can quite see it, but it does very slightly iridesce. I don't know. It's cool. It's cool looking. I dig it. And it comes in like a crazy awesome box. Oops, not that one. This one first, and that one. Comes in this like monster of a case. Girl, your watch. So that was a pretty cool high school graduation gift from Gardner. But I never wear watches, so there you go. All right. Where was that question? There's that one. Asking about Gardner. Anodizing. All right, that was that. Josh Pals don't know. I didn't know I could be a member already. Sorry, late to the party. Welcome. D. Houston, how do you feel about paid stock promoters? I mean, not great. I prefer if people are going to talk about markets and things that they're talking about stuff they're familiar with, they invest in themselves. And I think being a paid promoter might be illegal. I wouldn't want to do that. I would want to get busted being paid to talk about stock. It seems like a great way to possibly go to jail or pay huge fines. Not a big fan of that. I'm jealous of the monkey butt admirer now. Okay. People thanking for the membership gifts. Fantastic. Thoughts on RC's newest China repurchase tweet? Oh yeah, I got it. So if I tried to access Twitter through Chrome now, it does not work. But I can access Twitter through Mozilla. So now I open up a whole new window here to Mozilla. There we go. All right. Now, but I'm not logged in. So can I log in? Well, let me log in. Oops. All right. Oh, goddamn, I got another verification code. Code generator app. I hate this stupid two-factor authorization stuff. Okay. Where is my authenticator app? Where is it? Nope. 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 Oh, there we go. Hey, there we go. All right. Yes, my account has been suspended and is not permitted to perform this action. Neat. All right. If China wants to stabilize their financial markets, they should remove the capital controls and allow their companies to freely repurchase shares. I think this personally is a little tongue-in-cheek. It's making fun of American markets who do stock buybacks, such as Bed Bath & Beyond, when they don't have any other money. And B, it's probably an anagram for ICANN, saying that, hey, man, do the buyback and turn your company private and screw these guys. Just those are my two feelings on this. Yeah. So that's the best I can do. I'm sure other people in here have ideas. I don't know. We'll go from there. See what they have to say. I'm sure people are picking it apart right now who are better at reading into these things than I am. But when he's spoken about China in the past, I usually think he's talking about ICANN. Creole for breakfast. SEC wants Congress to investigate SEC's coffee fund. BW Brand. SEC is holding the dynamite, but no access to the blasting caps. I like this theory. If anything, their letter is intentionally inflammatory. I think so too. I think he purposely wrote this so that Congress would do an investigation, because that's the only way they're really going to get the rules through they need to, and get the changes they need in the markets. Because if the SEC just comes out and is like, we're just going to make sure everyone closes their naked short positions, then the whole system explodes. And then Gary Gensler has his head in a pike as like a martyr for that entire thing. But if Congress has to do it, then, Congress has to do it, right? She's staring at me again. She's staring at me. She turns her head, looks at the nuggies, and stares at me. Trade Spiders here. Robert Hurt, I posted a screenshot from E-Trade on MMTLP on X that showed MMTLP sold shares on the 12th of December for up to $200,000 a share. I got U3 halt on the 9th. I saw the $200,000 a share one. Some dude made like $200 million and got clawed back. As well as the guy sold for $25,000 or $24,995 a share. And that got clawed back when the U3 halt happened. So the brokers were going to position close only. That's proof that they were going to position close only. Plus, I've got screenshots from my own account. There was like, hey, just let you know, tomorrow and Monday, it's going to be position close only for MMTLP. No new positions will be able to be opened. And yeah, so Finra's they're such bad liars. We have all the information, data, screenshots, video recordings, documentation. They lied about when they deleted the ticker, which wasn't until I think February or March. It was supposed to be deleted on the 13th of December. They waited. So if like settlement and deletion of ticker were so important, why'd you wait 2 months to actually do it? And then they backdated it to December 13th. Like they deleted it finally in like February or March, months later. And then they're like, well, let's change the data and make it look like we did it when we were supposed to. Dude. you and the little whiny whines while staring at my head is not nugget-inducing behavior. Good dog behavior is chilling out and being calm and cool and being an adorable little monkey butt. That's how good dogs get their nuggies. Yeah, that's how they get their nuggies. Yes. All right. Turkish SEC could easily light a match next to dynamite and run. They could do that too. Holdle, New Zealand. Houston, enjoying your streams and vids lately. I've come from the PP show, Lurksk, another BBYQ holder. Fantastic. Welcome aboard. Poor taste in porn. I feel tired and sad. Get some better porn. Maybe you'll feel better. It's a good name, by the way. All right. Well, replace Dynamite C4. They can start the boom with self-supplied match. And they can't start the boom with self-supplied match. Ludwig Vladimir Dorner. I feel like MOAS canceled if OCC rule will be approved. I mean, yeah, the OCC rule is a dick move. They do have to get it approved by the SEC. So if the SEC, in fact, is looking to change things, they might be like, no, this isn't going to fly, because, you know, if shit's hitting the fan and people need their money and want their money, they're going to get their money. And that's how it should be. Fat cat going back in again. There you go. Third time's the charm, right? Third time is the charm. He's back. He's back in business. I'll say my FOMO, FEMO, fear I missed out. Still, MTLPers get paid. I got BBY and GME. Need some bread, please. So bad, Derek. Ralph Van Houston, what you think of Holo went up 1,700%. I have never heard of Holo. I don't think I have. Turn that one off. I'll go to this. Holo stock. Holo Microcloud Hologram Incorporated. So up 1,100% today. That was to there. After hours, up another 50%. They made 10, all the way up to 43, and they're back down to 27. So what was going on with those guys? Microcloud Hologram stock surge in a record volume, but don't call it a short squeeze. Massive rally in stock comes days after a reverse stock split to lift the price above a key $1 mark took effect. So they did a reverse split, and then the price went up. That's weird. Normally it never goes up after a reverse split. Shares of Microcloud Hologram Incorporated rocketed towards a record gain on record volume Wednesday, just days after a reverse stock split took effect that helped lift the price above the key $1 level. The Beijing-based holographic technology company on Wednesday announced plans to join Communications Industry Association, a nonprofit social and economic group that promotes technological innovation. So it's Chinese stocks. Weird things happen with Chinese stocks. The news seemed worthy of fueling a 1,092% rally in the stock on a volume of 193 million shares during regular trading hours. The previous record for one-day gain was 51% in last year. And the record one-day volume was 5.3 million shares. So they did a reverse split, so there's fewer shares available, and they did a volume of 200 million. I wonder if this is China pumping the stock, right? Because they got that whole thing to pump Chinese stocks. Company don't immediately respond to requests, comment for information. Made a quick site short covering. Base observations made by Ehor, managing director. S3, this rally couldn't be called short squeeze, probably because there wasn't very much short interest. Short interest was only 12%. Interesting. My guess is that this is part of the Chinese government pumping money into Chinese stocks. That's what you're seeing here. And that they're trying to boost the value of these Chinese stocks all over the place. Interesting. Wish I'd had some. The US America is here. throwing around his emojis. Phil Bill. I'm from the UK, but I must say all the Congress hearings I have watched, that's quite a few, achieved nothing with obfuscating on a massive scale and no consequences. I think the goal is not necessarily hearings, but an investigation. Because an investigation happens, then you have like literal special counsel gets appointed by Congress to investigate this thing with subpoena power, and they drill down. And they will start charging people for obstruction. They'll start prosecuting people. It's you don't want to be on the other end of that. So yeah, that's my guess. That's what's going to happen, is that there might be a special counsel appointed to investigate this thing by the congressional committee. And then they'll have hearings and stuff and blah 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 lip service, but it'll be that special counsel who will be the one who gets the real work done. Finra is self-regulating like a menstrual cycle. Phil Bill, Congress is charged with writing laws and spending money. They investigate and discover if a law needs to be created. The hammer is the court side, so it makes sense. Yeah, so that's why you want like a special counsel, a special prosecutor in charge to look through the stuff, who's been given power by Congress, because they'll bring the court side into it. BFH, I just found out my mom broke her femur this week. Hip replacement's wonderful though. So hopefully she's getting a hip replaced. It is the craziest thing in the entire world. My mom's had 2 of them done. They take you in. They drug you up. They slice you open. They saw your femur in half. Just saw it in half. Take it out. Then they take this giant rod and they jam it in there. And they go tink, 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 tink. And then they hammer it back into your socket, sew you up. And that night, they have you get up and walk around. It is the craziest, most mind-boggling space age thing I have ever witnessed. My mom, drugged out of her mind, with a fresh giant wound that's like this big on her, with a new titanium thing jammed into her bone, and she's like, okay, I'll walk around. And she walks around. It's crazy. So, breaking a hip, one of the worst injuries an old person can get. Get that new hip, man. Get it. They'll be done. Don't worry about healing the old hip. It's done. It's gone. Put that new titanium one in there. So much better. BOH, both my brothers said, look on the bright side, at least you met your deductible for the year. Well, I said, are you okay? Oh, man, hips are not cheap. Maybe she can go to Spain and get her hip done there, because it's like $7,000 to get a hip done in Spain. For the same price it would be here, you can like live on the beach in Spain for a year. LQR still popping. RC's childhood friend. LQR still doing his thing. Let's see what LQR is. It's up to 350 after hours. Had been at 4, dropped all the way down to $2. Now it's popping up again. So there you go. All right, Miami. The FU concept. Man, $200 per share and just move forward, Congress. We need a resolution, please. Our life really affected by this ordeal. I was thinking about that. I was discussing with Iggy in our little chat earlier. Let's say NextBridge says, all right, $600 a share. You give us, for the 164 million shares, you give us $500 or $600 a share as compensation for the dog shit you guys were doing. We'll take it. It'll cost, $90, $100 billion. It'll cost a lot of money. But they'll be like, you know what? That's it. We'll take that. We'll be cool. Everything's fine. And then they announce a $500 or $600 share special dividend for every share that exists. And all of a sudden the PILs will cost them trillions. So Maybe that. It's a thought. It's a thought. Red lightsaber, people keep telling me mortgage loan rates are going down. Is this true? Well, the Fed hasn't cut their interest rates. Mortgage loan rates by month. Okay, let's see here. 30-year fixed rates, slightly. Looks like it was in December, 7.57, and now it's 6.63. So it's down slightly. Oh, you guys can't see. But here's the 30-year fixed rate mortgage. You can see in the 80s, it was up to nearly 20%, 18.8. And that's because we had massive inflation that get defeated. And then it was artificially low for quite a long time through 2020 when it should have been higher. But we had a pandemic. So they were cutting, even without the pandemic happening, they were cutting leading up to the pandemic. Down. And pandemic happens, we drop it, and it bottoms out, right here in 2020 at 2.67, which is just freakishly low. And then we're like, oh my God, inflation's killing us. We got to halt people using money. So there you go. That's 7.79, looks like the peak in October. And now we're at 6.63, which is still not great. But yeah, it's gone down ever so much. By people, do you mean realtors, red lightsaber? Maddie Vision, Houston, are you writing a letter to SEC about margin requirement rule? I probably should. We should probably all write letters to the SEC about the public input on that margin requirement rule the OCC is coming out with, because it's garbage. Like, there needs to be consequences, man. Right? Look at you little lovebirds snuggled up. Oh, those guys. Branch of the Lord, I've been watching you for a long time. Is that a menacing watching me for a long time? Or I've been watching your show for a long time, A? Or is it like, turn around, I'm watching you? That's a rather menacing way to phrase that. Branch of the Lord, I'm OG Torch and Fidelity. Don't give me... I'm an OG Torch, and Fidelity won't give me OG shares, nor did they give me my MMAC conversion shares. Apparently, I have not gotten the C-class shares, and no one else has. They're saying it's going to take a couple weeks, which is weird, but we'll wait and see. If you want to get your NextBridge shares transferred, as someone was having a problem with Fidelity today, literally what I did was I used my Fidelity app on my phone. And in my Fidelity app on my phone, let's see if we can find where it is. Login. Is it this one? Yeah. So where in the top corner here, there's your little face ink, and in that you have options to do bank cards, blah blah blah, get help, contact us, bing, hit the contact us, and then give us a call. So you click that one, and if you hit this button, the general questions one, hit that, it'll automatically call them. So if your phone will automatically call through the general questions, and it'll ask what's the reason for your call? And I said to direct register NextBridge shares. And then they had a couple of like, did you want to talk about transferring shares from another brokerage? I said, no, I want to direct register shares. And they go, okay, we'll get you in contact with an operator. So they bring me to a broker. Broker's like, hey, it says here you want to direct register shares? I said, yes. And S1 came out about from NextBridge Hydrocarbons saying that they're going to be offering a share dividend, but only to those who have direct registered their shares. And I would like to direct register my shares so that I can get that dividend. And he's like, yeah, no problem. 1 sec. Let me read that. And he left. I was on hold listening to terrible music for like 20 minutes. And supposedly he was reading the S1 and he came back. He's like, yeah, looks like they released an S1 saying just that. So we can direct register shares. It will go to AST. It's a $100 fee. So you have to make sure you have $100 cash settled in your account to make that transfer happen, and we'll do that for you. So I had $100 in there. He made the transfer, and they never took my $100. They never charged me for it. So they transferred for free. I never got charged, and that was it. Apparently now people are having trouble transferring, and I think it's because they may have used up all their paper shares and don't have shares that they can transfer because they probably have like 30, 40, 50 million short shares in those accounts. And that's that. So, but that was the order I went through. I used the Fidelity app. I hit the little thing by my face and clicked contact me, clicked the call us, clicked the general questions one. And that was the exact conversation I had. It was no big deal and went through. So try that. They mention the S1. They'll go look for it on the SEC website. They'll see it. They'll go, oh shit, I have to transfer this thing, and go from there. So that's how I did it back in July. There's this chat just reset again. I gotta scroll back up. Where was it? There's BFH talking about mom. Mortgage rates going down. Alexander Hawkin, Houston. If Kenny Boy and friends lied under oath, what might be different if something happens with Congress and MMTLP? That would probably come down to if Congress authorizes a special prosecutor or special counsel. Because then they're going to go through enough congressional subpoena power for every single solitary person who's a possible actor in this. And they will ask him questions and then verify with the paper record and the data and other witnesses. And like, okay, he's obstructing justice, charge him. He's obstructing justice, charge him. He lied to Congress, charge him. Stuff like that might happen. So without a special prosecutor, you're not going to get to the bottom of any of that. Jay Webb just want to say hi from Timber Framing School. Good to hear MMTLP update. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing well, Jay. Timber Framing School. That sounds fun. Framing, I think, is the most fun part of building a house. I enjoyed that the most. Finishing work, not so much. I can't be trusted to make things nice. But, hammering some 2x4s together, hell yeah, sign me up. JL 2023, Houston, can you start doing a math segment in your streams called Houston, we have a parabola? Let's get Wolfram Alpha in here and we'll just start doing some quadratic equations, shall we? Hot Pocket Rebel, happy birthday, Houston. Have never played options before, and I think I want to scoop a few called for GME earnings. Can you please explain options and how far to buy out like I'm 4? For me, the best way I learned options was practicing. That's it. I mean, like, I can tell you what I'm going to do. So GME options chain. All right. So I'm going to do. Hopefully they have the open interest here. Oh, they finally open interest back. Fantastic. Didn't have it last time. Okay, so these are calls for February 9th. We're going to ignore that. We're going to look at the next week because we're going to pretend that these prices are pretty similar to what they'd be the week before the earnings call. So we'll look at next week. We'll pretend like next week is the earnings call, and we'll kind of run through this. So the stock price right now is $14. It dropped down below 14 yesterday, I believe. And which is still too low. So right now, price went up a little bit. So the price of some of these options rose considerably. So right now you have for next week, you've got 2,000 contracts open at $14. You got 10,000 at $15. So there's a whole bunch of hopeful people thinking it'll hit $15 next week. It may not, but let's say this is the Wednesday before the earnings, which is on the 27th of March, somewhere in there. March. 27th. Yeah, I think it's 27th of March. I think it's Wednesday. So you'd be looking at the following week. So we'll just pretend this February 16th is March 30th or whatever, March 29th. And you have a couple opportunities or options in your options. Like you can buy a whole bunch of $14 ones at 64 cents or $64 for 100 shares in a contract. Looks like somebody may have gotten it for about 58 cents, $58. And cool. Like if it goes up every dollar, it goes up. So the price goes to $1,500 or $15. You're basically probably going to be gaining around $1 because you look at the $13 ones, they're $1.27. So that's about 80-cent difference. So, or 63-cent difference. That's okay. So you get $63 to $1 for every dollar the price of the stock goes up past your strike price. The really optimistic people want to gather a whole bunch of options at a much higher price. Are you chasing animals around? So like down here, these $20 ones are at 4 cents, $21 at 3 cents. So it's 3 cents per share. So about $3 for the entire contract. Now, if let me bring up, I don't have a way to do a calculator and this at the same time. Let's go to the calculator real quick. Turn off Chrome. Got the calculator up there. I don't have the calculator thing because I'm on the wrong screen. But using the prices here. So let's say you have $1,000, right? You have $1,000. Gosh dang it, mouse. Okay. And you're buying at $64 per contract. You can get yourself 15 contracts. You up a little bit and get 16. So let's just call it 15 contracts. Clear. So you have 15 contracts. The price on this stock, because earnings are magnificent, let's say the earnings are like last year, the stock price goes up $10, right? So you have 15 contracts. The price will go up $1,000 on each one of those contracts. For every dollar, it's basically $100. So you'll probably have about $15,000 in there. Cool. Fantastic. Way to go. You just made 15 grand off your $1,000 investment. Awesome. High five. Okay. Now let's say you go to one of the ones like $21. No, $22. Let's do $22 because it's 2 cents a share for that one. So we go to that. We have $1,000 to spend. We get them all for $2. We have 500 contracts. We have 500 contracts now, and the price goes up $10, just like it did Q4 of last year. So in this case, it go from $14 to $24. So that is $1,000. So that would be $22. You get $200 per, basically, maybe $150 to $200 per on these contracts, and you have a chance to make $100,000 off of that. If it goes up $10. If it doesn't go up $10, you are out your $1,000. You don't got shit, right? Or it might go up after hours, but you can't do anything about your contracts after hours. So the next morning it drops down $4 or $5 and scoots right past your thing. So a lot of people, like, you want to get a guaranteed jump. You would buy something that's like in the money or close to in the money. Bring it back across. You buy something that's in the money or close to in the money because that gives you the best chance that you're going to make a profit. If you're a degenerate, you would go down to like where you might not make a profit at all. But you can get a whole bunch of contracts, and these are lotto tickets at this point. So you get these suckers for 2 cents. Like this guy here, this $21 one, like the bid on it was 1 cent, which means there's probably someone who sold contracts at 1 cent. And there's only 348 of them that are out there. So you might be able to say, like, I have $1,000. I'm going to buy 1,000 of these things at $1 each. And there might be an options writer is like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's like $7 above the current price. That's not happening. So you might be really, really, really lucky. Let's see what they look like the week of. They only have the monthlies. They don't have the weeklies yet for March. So March 22nd is before earnings. Not a lot of open interest for March 22nd for the monthlies. April monthlies, still much more for April. Okay. So Do we have a whole bunch of folks betting right now? We got $25 a whole bunch. At 24, not very large open interest. A lot at 20. I'd be curious to see when next month when the March weeklies start to pop up. I'd be curious to see how much open interest starts to spring up on those things. But as you can see, like the further time out you are, the more expensive they are because the probabilities of that being in the money is greater. But I'll probably buy the Friday before earnings is probably when I'll do my purchase. So that would be, what's the date on that? So if they're doing the earnings on the 27th, the Friday before earnings would be the 19th. Oops, that's April. Wrong one. That'd be the 22nd. So I'd probably buy just before close on the 22nd as many as I possibly can. And I haven't decided what range I might lotto ticket it because it did go up $10 last time there was earnings. And I have a feeling they may announce something delicious like maybe a dividend or something, which could cause it to go up and stick the next morning when it comes time to close. Yeah, but if that Friday there's something $7-8 above the price, and I can get a contract for $1, I might do it. I might get 1,000 of them. Because let's say you get 1,000 of them, right? Go back to calculator. Let's say you get 1,000 contracts, right? And maybe it's at like 20. Where was that 1,000 before? Gotta go back to this. That bid was at 1 cent at $21. Okay, let's say you get them at $21, which is $7 above. So the price jumps $10. You can get $300 per on this potentially. So, whoops. The math's easy on that. For $1,000, you might get 300x as a lotto ticket. So I might gamble. Might be degenerate enough to gamble on something like that, just to see where it goes. And maybe I'll split my money. Maybe I'll buy some that are probably going to be almost guaranteed in the money, or close to it when I buy, and then spend a whole bunch more on lotto tickets and just see. Because like if I can make $10,000 off of something that might be a little more guaranteed, then if I don't hit the win on the $300,000, then that's where it's monkey butt. You are insatiable, man. Absolutely just freakazoid insatiable. You're a freak. You need more nuggies? You didn't eat your breakfast this morning. It's probably why you want more nuggies. Soon we're gonna be out of nuggies. You're not gonna have anything. There'll be no moss. No moss, monkey butt. No moss. Come on. There you go. Calculator nuggie. All right. So, we should probably do this just to make up for that. All right. Turn it off. But, no, turn it off. But that didn't really explain like how options work or how to buy them. I guess that just kind of explained what I plan on doing with it, which probably just sort of made you go, what the hell's going on? Options are a contract that if you bet the price is going to be at a certain price, you either force someone to buy shares from you with a put, or you get to buy shares from someone else with the option. Now, if you're getting calls, you're betting the stock price is going to go up. If you're getting puts, you're betting the stock price is going to go down. And if it reaches the expiration date and you did not meet the strike price, your money is gone. Poof. 100% gone. It does not exist anymore. You're screwed. So when you're going to play options, know that going in. Especially if you're buying weeklies, which I gamble with quite frequently, especially around earnings time. If you're buying weeklies, might get them cheap because it's not very much time for them to have something happen to them, like price-wise, volatility-wise. But you don't have the leeway of like, all right, I got a couple months to sell these things, which is why if you buy options like leaps, stuff that's way further out, like for next year or months away, they're more expensive because there's a probability that the stock price will have volatility and go through and pass your strike price. But also gives you the safety of, all right, things aren't going my way. I need some cash. You can sell them and get some of your money back more easily than you can with the weekly options. So think about that when you do it. I'm sure there's other people out there who make better videos explaining the intricacies of playing with options. But if you're playing options, unless you're doing like condors and things like that, you are a degenerate gambler. And so just know that. That's as I said, just know that if you are attempting to play with options, you are a degenerate gambler and you're gambling. That's basically it. Unless you have one of those weird insiders that somehow gets away with inside information and doesn't get busted for it. Like you'll see people who, like, a day before some sort of announcement happen to buy 200,000 puts on a company. And then the next day some really bad news comes out and that person makes millions of dollars, billions. And you'll see unusual whales be like, there was some unusual activity on this the day before this happened. And for some reason, no one goes to jail for it because, I don't know, some offshore account was buying it or whatever. But just think of yourself as a degenerate gambler if you're going to play options. And practice with cheap stuff or paper trading first. Always practice with paper trading so you get a feel and understanding of how theta decay works, gamma, delta, all that stuff. Because it will affect you and how you operate. Okay. Cradle for breakfast. Marantz Rants is addressed as latrine attendant on PP Show. It was hilarious the first time I heard it. Gary Delvecchio, do you think the Bitcoin ETFs are now mature and will rise from here slowly? I have a feeling that the ETFs will be used to short the hell out of Bitcoin. That's my general feeling about that. Because they can sell as many shares of the ETF as they want, but they can't sell as many Bitcoins as they want. So they can short sell that ETF to Kingdom Come, and there's not anything any regulator can do about it. And so I see it as a great way for these folks to short Bitcoin. Like, there's no point in a Bitcoin ETF. There's no point in it. Like, you can get the coin if you want the coin, but if you buy the ETF, you got management fees. You know, there's no dividend that comes out for Bitcoin. There's like, what benefit is there to an ETF existing for a coin that the entire point of that coin is that it's on a blockchain, and now you're buying this thing that's representing the coin, but it is not blockchained? It seems to defeat the entire purpose. So I think they're going to use the ETFs to short like crazy, personally. Whisker Biscuit, did you end up gaining any weight from creatine? My girlfriend wants to use it and is worried she's going to get huge and keep telling her that it's just minor water weight. Help you gain muscle. Originally I did. I mean, I put on like 8 pounds in the first week. A lot of it was probably water weight. It was freaky, but I've not used any because I've not been able to go to the gym because I got sick and then I threw my back out and then I got sick again. And anytime I do anything athletic at the moment, I hack my lungs up, and I'm not going to be that guy at the gym coughing all over everything, making everyone go, ugh, because then they judge you. And when like a year later, you're fine. They'll be like, that was the guy who was coughing everywhere. It was disgusting. And I just don't want that as my legacy. I'll have to like change gyms or something. And that's annoying, especially since I've got a pretty good rate at the current gym because I have a student rate there and works out. Muley McWoolhead. like Ricky Nelson said in Garden Party, you can't please everyone, so you got to please yourself. Branch of the Lord, by the way, you're a beautiful man. Thank you. It's because of the butt chin. That's what does it. Kevin Biller, have you been following ZJYL? Supposed to have 24-1 stock split share tomorrow. Yeah, I think the split is tomorrow. Is it before open or after close is when the split happens? I'm not sure which. I'm excited to see what happens. I currently don't have any ammo. My car's dead, and my other car I bought to fix up, hoping to get it ready before my car died, is not ready yet. So I don't have any ammo right now to play with it, but by all means, squeeze away. It's a weird Chinese stock. It will do weird things. Hodel New Zealand, any thoughts on Disney announcing $3 billion buyback program for 2024? This paired with the stupid decisions in the last few years mean the end is coming for them? I don't think the end is coming for Disney. Yeah, they've had some issues. A lot of the issues I think are from annoying weirdos like Ron DeSantis and stuff. They've got probably $1 trillion offshore, hundreds of billions offshore somewhere, and they can afford to do a $3 billion stock buyback. That's not a very big buyback. It's a pretty small buyback. I mean, Apple did like $100 billion buyback, right? Microsoft's doing a $60 billion buyback. These are companies that they have a slightly larger market cap, but earnings-wise are pretty similar to Disney. I think what Disney needs more than anything is to get Ron DeSantis out of office. That's probably the best thing they could do for themselves because it's affecting their business in Florida, and Disney World is a huge moneymaker, and just getting Ron to piss off will probably do wonders for them. The fact that that Trump judge ruled that, they didn't have standing, they're appealing it. I think the appeals court's going to rule in their favor. But Ron DeSantis literally said, like, I am punishing Disney for speaking out, using their freedom of speech, and then went and took away their self-governed district, the Reedy Creek Improvement District, and the court's like, well, some other people got affected by it too. Okay, then it's just group punishment for someone else's crime, so that's also against the law. So yeah, Ron needs to go to make Disney happy, and it'll probably happen. Cam 2, crazy had a PP on the PP stage at the PP event. So bad. Gary Vecchio, many life questions left, so I can't check out until they're all answered. There you go. Coffee Does and Homer, Jimmy, congressional hearings amounted to nothing. Why do you think MMTLP hearings may pan out? Because I have a feeling that this hearing will have a special counsel attached to it. That's my feeling and hope. It's one thing to have hearings. It's another thing to have a special counsel with subpoena power going through and making sure people adhere to the law. And they're being forced to give information, because if they don't, that special prosecutor is going to hold them in contempt and send their ass to jail. So for obstruction. So that will be the big power. Can we get a special counsel to investigate this? Write your congressman, write the members of the finance committee, and ask for a special counsel. That's what I say. Get a special counsel to investigate these guys. Napper, you see how Charles Gasparino wants to debate Bird Lady? Does he? Someone asked him if he would debate me, and he totally avoided them. So, but my guess is he's kind of a chauvinist. So that's probably why he wants Bird Lady, because he thinks that, like, oh, this lady who's dressed like a bird, and it'll look ridiculous, and she will lay down the knowledge on him, and it'll look totally funny. What she should do is request that it be in person at the studio, so that because I think she's a pretty tall lady. I think she'll be like a foot taller than him, and he'll be terrified of that. But he won't have me on the show because I'm easily a foot taller than Charles Gasparino, and he won't want that in the studio. Someone who's like over him. Barry's Bit, I feel like we are coming real close. End of M. Yeah, I can't read. I feel like we are coming real close to the end for MMTLP and BBBY. Fingers crossed. Thanks for yet another educational show. My pleasure. I'm very curious to see if this hearing happens on the 14th or if it gets pushed back again. Because a lot of work has been done from Evader, Dirt, Bruno, Sal, Jake to be. They're showing that the documentation that pertains to this particular hearing has been postponed, has to do with a stalking horse bid, has to do with a Rule 1145, which is the issuance of new equity should ownership change happen. So I have the feeling that they've been sitting on a bid for the company for 4 months now. And we are now at the point where they may be required to reveal it, regardless of what's happening in the pump and dump case. I think they're hoping to move this on. But the pump and dump case needs to go. It's so stupid that that they haven't dismissed it yet because there's no standing. He didn't violate 16B rules because he was an insider when he bought. Therefore, he can't be busted for that short sale rule because he didn't fill both criteria. Fer Garcia, Houston, you the man. Keep on keeping all of us honest and informed and a bit more educated. We're all fighting the same assholes. Let's not forget that. Go meme stocks. Viva la resistance. Thank you, Fer. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Let's keep trying. We make some friends along the way. We make a lot of enemies along the way. Not much you can do about that. Sometimes enemies are just a misunderstanding. Other times enemies are someone who is just spouting hedge fund bullshit and not using critical thinking skills, or because they are shill, and that happens. Confidence of Homer, is Bird Lady still a thing? She is. She is. Branch of the Lord, should I approach Fidelity, just get a lawyer? Call him. Call Fidelity the way I said in here, using your app, and tell them there's S1 filed. I can only get the share dividend if I transfer, so I need to transfer. And they'll go read the S1, and then hopefully they'll transfer you. Kenneth Martin, Houston, I think you are correct. Gary Gensler wants to be forced to give up blue sheets. I think so too. There's another interesting thing Iggy sent me about. Crap. Now we can find Iggy again here. Oh, not there. There. Chat. Open the chat. Come on. Nope, not that one. Chat. Open the chat. My God, Reddit. Was your website broken? We'll wait 4 minutes for that chat to open. But somebody had done a Freedom of Information Act request asking for all paperwork detailing between December 9th and December 23rd, 2022. And apparently there's 600,000 documents pertaining to that. And that Finra was like, or SEC was like, we're not going to give it to you. Oh my gosh, what is with Reddit right now? Work. Do your thing. Crying out loud. Click on that chat. Chat. Open the chat so that I can click on that doohickey. Well, when it opens, we'll get to it. Oh, there it is. There we go. Okay. Now there's Iggy's chat showing up again. Here we go. All right. So, whoops. This is from Alexander Yan. MMTLP Freedom of Information Act identified 636,000 pages of MMTLP Torch and MMAT on 11/30/2023. Our release date was January 5th, 2024. Revised February 2nd, 2024. Played with me long enough now. They closed my case as today without any explanation. Here they say, regarding Freedom of Information Act request, Dear Mr. So-and-so, this letter responds to your request dated July 22nd, 2023, and received in this office July 24th, 2023, for all emails to from anyone in the office regarding metamaterials Torchlight from December 9th, 2022 to July 21st, 2023. We will be unable to respond to your request within the Freedom of Information Act's 20-day statutory time period, as there are unusual circumstances which impact our ability to quickly process your request. Therefore, we are invoking the 10-day extension. These unusual circumstances are A, the need to search for and collect records from an organization geographically separated from this office, and B, the potential volume of records responsive to your request, and C, the need for consultation with 2 or more other offices having a substantial interest in either the determination or the subject matter of the records. For these reasons, we will process your case consistent with the order in which we received your request. We have identified approximately 10.6 gigabytes, equivalent to approximately 636,000 pages of emails that may be responsive to your request. Under the FOIA, you are considered an other use requester. As such, you are entitled to 2 hours of search time and 100 pages free of charge. Once these entitlements are met, you are required to pay search and duplication fees in accordance with our fee schedule. Then, oops, not that one. Then they write, Mr. Yon, thank you for your status inquiry. By email on December 11th, 2023, you narrowed your request, records related to materials, Torchlight, MMTLP, 2 specific dates, December 9th, 2022 and December 23rd, 2022. Presently, we are processing your narrowed request and will advise you of findings as soon as we determine the volume of records are potentially responsive. We estimate we will be able to provide you with an update on or before January 5th, 2024. And then it ends with, thank you for your status inquiry. Please be advised, January 5th, 2024 date was the estimated date for us to provide update for your narrowed request. Regarding status of your narrowed request, we diligently processing your request, and we estimate we will provide a response to your request on or before February 2nd, 2024. Thank you for your patience while I work to complete the processing. And then here we are, updated, apparently updated, and they just closed it. So they never gave him the information. Even though they did what they asked and narrowed the request, they gave him nothing. So there you go. There you have it. Yay us, right? Lindsay Amon, Lady Bird will chew him up and spit him out. Lady Bird is highly intelligent. She's extremely knowledgeable in oil, math, and MMTLP. Be a brand that watches about 2K in poor condition. It's in fantastic condition because I never wear it. All right. Dressed as a pigeon lady, I can only tolerate her videos for a few minutes. Everyone's got their gimmick. I wear my crazy shirts. I got a dog and cat cam. Some people dress as like lightning warriors or, you know, call themselves pee-pee. Like everyone has a little gimmick. Bird lady's a bird. She likes birds. Gasparino's trash. This is also true. Confidence in Homer. Shorting and Met back down just like you predicted. That's exactly what happens on those reverse splits, man. Reverse split, price goes up, and it gives them this whole new world to short it down all over again. Right back down. Oh, and there's a reset. I gotta scroll back up. One sec. Guts for the long term, Houston. You are a badass. I pet animals. That's what I do. Daphne's here. Fantastic. Daphne gets the last 30 minutes or so. Cam 2, call fidelity was long and awful, challenging. Then used chat on website. AI completed process in about 2 minutes with confirmation numbers. Really, I tried the chat and it didn't work. It couldn't DRS it at all. So maybe they fixed that and it can work now. Javier Martinez says, don't forget to hit that like button. Hit that like button because, as Morant says, I'm trying to get views. So might as well try to get the views, right? So hit that like button. Bring it on. And then subscribe and share it and hack Times Square and put my face up on the screen. Do all that stuff. Amandora Love. That's a good name. Amandora Love. Amadora Love. Not a man. Amadora Love. Any time frame for MMTLP, or we still don't have enough to push the power on our side? I think if Congress opens up a specific investigation into this, then that will spool things along to force them to do a settlement of some kind. Because a settlement is better than facing RICO charges. Because if they find that there's been racketeering involved and that these market makers conspired with each other and with short hedge funds to destroy this company and manipulate the stock, then it's prison. It's not just fines, it's prison time. And RICO is very far reaching. So I don't think they want a special counsel, special prosecutor to come in and look at this and go, oh yeah, this might be a RICO case. Delicious. This will make my career. So yeah, that's what they don't want. And I think that's Mark Basile, I think he sees like, hey, if we can get a class action going and it's worth bajillions, I get a third of that. And so he's like thinking about that. So yeah. BW brand, the only time frame I can think of is the 2-year mark they want to reach so they can purge data and claim they were following protocol. Exactly. What they need is a congressional investigation saying, here's a subpoena, you're required to preserve all this data so it doesn't disappear. Because they want to make it disappear as soon as they can. Because right now, there's blue sheet data from 2022 that they're probably just deleting. Like, oh, I'll keep it anymore. It's all gone. Oh. So they're going to want to have to preserve that stuff. Derek Horse, are my BBY calls still good? Just woke up from 2 years. People were showing the other day that their calls were popping back up on their statements showing merger. So I don't know. I guess we'll see, right? Amador Love keeps seeing these posts. Too late to cancel sells for 200,000. Is it real? As far as I can tell, yeah, seemed to have happened with a lot of folks. Hot Pocket Rebel. During the 19th century, Soldier's Delight and the Bear Hills district of Baltimore City were the largest producers of chrome in the world. All the serpentine you can mine there is magnetic, really cool. Huh. Well, there you go. I don't want to mine serpentine, though, because asbestos, baby. About Rebel, if you're ever on the East Coast, you can just walk around and explore these old mines in Baltimore. Noted. KYP, what ticker are we talking about? We've been talking about MMTLP mostly today because people got some video from the Finra retail investor roundtable where they're trying to protect retail investors on the OTC market. And then people at the roundtable in the OTC market talk about how before they issue a halt, they talk with market makers ahead of time. And then they go, okay, let's do the halt. Whereas Finra, when they responded to Northam, they basically said, no, we didn't talk to anybody before we did the halt. We just did the halt. So either they're not following the standard procedure or they're just lying to Congress, one or the other. Okay. Moving Woolhead, I think I got to stop responding to stuff on the stream without more clarification about what I'm referring to. Like after 30 minutes, you probably got no idea what I'm talking about. Half the time, yes. I'm like, I don't know what that is all about. All right. Brenda Queen of Swords is here. I'm at 5:30. I gotta go because I am my dad's cooking dinner for us tonight, and I'm excited. Brenda Queen of Swords, I'm late. Did you talk about the new proposed rule SEC to protect hedgies from margin calls? It's the OCC rule, I think. They're asking SEC for permission, and we should all write and say no. So when you see the public comment thing pop up, write letters being like, absolutely fucking not. Maybe not use that language. Maybe something a little more tactful. But say no. This harms retail investors and protects bad actors. There should be consequences for rampant short selling. And if they're about to face consequence for rampant short selling, which the entire point of the consequence is infinite risk, and you take the infinite risk away, then what's the point of a market? What's the point of having a market, period? If people are allowed to short things to oblivion, essentially criminally, and then avoid the consequences of that. So write them, get it on the record, be as angry as a fist. And yeah, they will not let us comment on this one. I think you might have to write a letter to get it done. Yeah. Talvin 4, why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Boo. On that note, it's dark outside. So guess what? We can do one of these.
Houston, we have a problem.
Woo! All right, have a good night, everybody. I'll see you Friday. Yeah, I'll try doing a Twitch tomorrow. We'll see. My roommates were all gaming last night, and the Twitch stream sucked.